This is Move 1, Proof of Proficiency, or POP, Part 1, Students in Action. Before we dive in, let's take a look at this classroom. In this video, what do you notice about how the students feel about the class?
All right, class, we finished our math lesson. Now we're going to be working on page 32, problems 1 through 56.
Over 50 math problems, all of them are the same.
I wish there was another way we could show our teacher we understand this concept.
Well, boring work, here we come.
Yeah.
Please pause this video to reflect on the question either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you have reflected, you can see that students are in a math class. The teacher assigns many of the same type of problems to work on to show proficiency. Students are bored and disengaged in the activity. The objectives for this move are, participants will be able to review a student sample of a POP script and evaluate a student sample of a POP video using the rubric. Let's see it in math. To give some context, students are discussing common misunderstandings of a math standard. When you watch this video, look for what is the engagement level of the students and how are they showing proficiency.
Maybe if they're like multiplying the positive and the negative, maybe the negative
probably
maybe the positive will be like bigger, so they'll think that the number will be positive.
Oh, they mix it up with adding. Oh yeah, they mix it up. That's what I said. They mix it up with adding and subtracting.
They mix up multiplying both numbers.
So they mix the rules for subtracting and adding together with.
Please pause this video to reflect on these questions either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you've reflected, we can see that each student is participating and engaged in the conversation. When students agreed on an answer, they quickly wrote it down on their script. Students are showing proficiency by deep diving in the standard and discussing the content. If students are able to discuss misunderstandings, then they really must know the content. Now let's see an example in science and English. When you watch these videos, think about how are students working collaboratively and what is their engagement level.
Yeah, we have. Okay. So you say your name, I'll say my name, I'll say your name.
I'll do that.
And then you can say from Navigator School.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Hi, we are Orlando
Nicole, Jason.
from Navigator Schools. In this video, you will learn about the characteristic properties of matter.
Okay. So, that's right. Slide 2.
Then we can do the second.
Second one is my slide.
So,
So,
hold on.
no.
Yeah, I know, but you can't do this.
Slide. So your challenge
Are you ready?
which is
And we, I read your explanation, and that's where I kind of. Oh, so in the example, it said you could include like things like some of the physical properties that stay the same no matter what. Is like the color and its boiling point.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
so,
you may want to add that in there.
for example, imagine water from a bucket.
Yeah, that's
then
fine.
imagine water from
Then
a
your
bucket.
explanations, you can
The
add
water is the same, so that proves the water is the same,
because
and
or like because
and the color.
include no, you can say including its color and its boiling point.
Same. Including, I'll make an arrow. Including the color. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because before it's kind of just saying the same.
So now I'll say that it doesn't matter what is in, and that proves that the substance will always be the same.
Yeah, because
No matter, no matter.
Please pause this video to reflect on these questions either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you've reflected, we can see that the students are working together on the same project and both students are very involved in contributing. Their engagement level is very high. As you watch this next video, think about the questions above.
Because you know how she said in the thing it says use 2 examples. See that? Use 2 examples.
Look, well, in Australia they call it
Like
Mr.
tell
Kelly's
like
dialogue to the story.
well, that's my standard. So the same one as you.
You do have your.
So then what? So for this one, yeah, see this one, yes, right here. This is your citation slide. Yeah, that's explanation. And then this over here, this part right here, this is your race and answer, and then this is it's like, because what she said is to follow the. Oh yeah. So this would like this is I did it right.
Go find Dylan.
I did it wrong. Is like the question. This is your answer. Then your citation and explanation.
Please pause this video to reflect on the questions either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you've reflected, we see the students are working closely and asking each other for clarification. They are all involved and highly engaged in writing the script. Let's watch a student actively using a rubric during the creation of his pop video. When you watch this video, look for, how is the rubric being used?
I'm using the rubric to see what I need to add onto the pop script so I can get a 4. So I'm looking at the 4 ones on the conclusion because I'm doing the conclusion right now. And so I'm seeing what I need to complete a 4 grade.
Please pause this video to reflect on these questions either aloud with a group or silently by yourself. Now that you've reflected, we see that the rubric is being used while the student writes his conclusion to make sure he doesn't forget to include any parts. This forces the student to review his work to make sure the best possible work is submitted. Now it's time for a written reflection. Pause this video to write down your thoughts from the See It videos. What are the benefits of students working on content in this manner? If you are with a group of people, please pause the video and share your written reflection with each other. Now that you've reflected, hopefully you noticed that student engagement was very high. Students were collaborating and developing research skills. So we've come to our core idea. Proof of proficiency videos, or POPs, increase student engagement, incorporate collaboration among students, build research skills, and show content proficiency. So why is this important? Discuss with a group or silently reflect. This is important because when students are engaged, they will master the content faster. Collaboration builds verbal and listening skills, and research skills are important for a student to learn before they go to college. Take a minute to write down any key takeaways from the core idea.